on the 8 public hearing cases.
Thank you, Governor. Abraham Cruz was continued in the matter of Wayne and Battle. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
Yes.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application recommended. Larry Stevenson. Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. Williams.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application denied. Herbert D. Hardwick.
Secretary, I make a motion to hold this matter under advisement for additional information.
I
Thank
would
you.
say.
Thank you for the motion and for the second. Application held under advisement. Case number 5, Raphael Droz. Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
Yes.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application denied.
Madam Secretary, just quick question. Did we need to take a vote on the motion to hold the?
Oh, sorry, you're right. I did need a vote on that motion. Let's go back to number 4. Having heard a motion and having seconded, I will call a vote on the held under advisement. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
Yes.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application held. We've just called the vote on number 5. Number 6, Amy B. Penseal. Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. Williams.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application denied. Kevin L. Coleman. Ms. Grayson.
I believe there's a motion to hold this under advisement.
I'll second it.
Having heard a motion by Ms. Grayson and seconded by Attorney General Henry, I'll call a vote on the motion. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
Yes.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application held under advisement. Shelby W. Zablotny. Ms. Grayson.
No.
Dr. Williams.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
No.
Application denied. Governor, this concludes the vote for the May 17th, 2024, 11 a.m. session of the Pennsylvania Board of Pardons.
Thank you. Is there any old business?
Yes, Governor. Kevin F. Coleman was heard by the board at the August 3rd, 2023 afternoon session. A vote was taken and passed 3-2 to hold his case under advisement to further discuss the case. I will now call for the vote. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
No.
Mr. Gubernick.
No.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Application denied. Governor Ezra Bozeman was denied by the board on October 13th, 2023 in the afternoon session by a vote of 0-5. Mr. Bozeman requests the board to reconsider its decision and grant him a public hearing. A motion is required, and if seconded, I will call for a vote. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, I will vote on the motion. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
The motion passes, and I will call a vote on the merit review. Ms. Grayson.
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Gubernick.
Yes.
General Henry.
No.
Governor Davis.
Yes.
Hearing granted. I believe, Governor, you wanted to talk about the next case, Ms. Stallworth.
Yes. So for folks' information, Gail Stallworth was heard by the board at the October 13th, 2023 session and was recommended to the governor. After the vote, it came to light that there was input from a member of the victim's family, which should have been available to the board prior to the vote. Accordingly, I've directed that the record be reopened to allow the board to consider the application with the full required information and not as a reflection of the merits of the case. The victim advocate will now read the victim statement. Following that, the board will take a new vote on the application.
OVA, if you could go ahead.
Ms. Langon, can you hear me? Can you hear us? We can't hear you though. In order to keep things moving, I could read the statements into the record if that would be okay with the board. Yes, that's fine.
The Office of the Victim Advocate spoke to the family member of Ms. Stallworth's victim, Grace Schreiner, who is the aunt of the deceased victim. There were 2 conversations with Ms. Schreiner, and they were both documented into a memo, which I will read into the record. On December 14th, 2023, the Office of the Victim Advocate made contact with Grace Schreiner, aunt of the deceased Donald Stoker. OVA discussed Ms. Stallworth's Board of Pardons application and its current status awaiting Governor Shapiro's signature. Ms. Schreiner's immediate reaction to the news of the application was, "How do I stop this?" On behalf of the family, she's adamantly opposed to clemency in the case. Mrs. Schreiner stated that she's prepared to get on a plane tomorrow to appear in Harrisburg to oppose the application. She was distraught that she had missed the opportunity to provide input to the Board of Pardons in her own voice at the public hearing. She wants you to know that her nephew, Donald, was harmless. He had developed a drug problem that made him act like a zombie. He was very impressionable and would go anywhere and do anything his mother or brothers told him to. It was as if he just didn't have a sense of anything. He was not violent to anyone, and Ms. Schreiner states that he was most likely just standing there with this catatonic look of his on his face. She finds it hard to believe that Donald was violent towards or a threat to Mrs. Stallworth. Before the drug problem, Donald had an amazing talent for art. He could draw anything, no lessons or classes. It was all just natural to him. He could have produced so much beauty for this world, but he was never able to. Donald was shot in the face. No one deserves to die like that. Ms. Schreiner begs and pleads with you, Governor Shapiro, to make sure justice is done here. She's asking that all of her friends and family pray for justice for her nephew, Donald. Pray that this woman is not to be released. She thanks you for your time and consideration in this matter, and she's willing to answer any questions that you may have. She said if there's anything more she can do to say or prevent this from happening, that you please give her the opportunity to do so. An earlier statement, which is much similar. Ms. Schreiner stated that the applicant asked to use her sister's phone. Her sister, always willing to help someone in need, allowed Ms. Stallworth into her home, where she proceeded to rob them. Ms. Schreiner said her sister did not have any money and struggled herself financially. When her sister failed to provide money that she did not have, Ms. Stallworth shot Donald in the face. Ms. Schreiner said that they had to have a closed casket at the funeral due to the extensive damage caused by being shot at close range. Ms. Schreiner spoke of the abject horror and trauma her sister experienced by witnessing her son Donald murdered in front of her. Ms. Schreiner is adamant that the board understand her nephew Donald struggled with drugs that left him docile and, in her words, near catatonic. She said that he was not a violent person and would not have struggled or put up a fight. She wants the board to know that her nephew did not deserve to die in such a violent way and that a drug problem should not diminish the value of his life. Ms. Schreiner is opposed to clemency for Gail Stallworth. Governor, with that statements being read, I will now call for a new vote. Mrs. Grayson,
Yes.
Dr. Williams,
No.
Mr. Gubernick,
No.
General Henry,
General Henry.
Henry.
I'm sorry, yes.
thank you. Governor Davis,
Yes.
application denied. Governor, this concludes the old business for today.
Any comments from board members?
No, Governor.
No, Governor.
No, Governor.
Well, with that, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Governor.